Well, it looks like this is never going to end for a lot of people. The worst case scenario is interest rates are unfolding in a negative way for the real estate market. I think it's going to take a while for the public to realize that the monetary wave is over, in that falling interest rates help support the economy, and especially in real estate. So let me just show you the update. I mean, look at the Canadian 5-year note just hit a new high. We haven't seen this in Canada since what, 2007? And, that's when interest rates fell, that continued to support real estate, even though the global economies were turning down. I mean, that's why it was pretty brief in Canada. The recession was 9 months and it was over. It was like an afterthought. Even though there was a crisis, we just sailed through that. That's changing now. So I mean, people are still resetting at these higher levels, and it's not over, as you can see. Again, if you look at that trend line that I drew a long time ago, and simply because the business cycle, should not peak until 2024, and we're right on track. It just anytime it overshot, it came back down, and just now it's at new highs. And so obviously people are resetting it at these much higher rates. Now it's no different in the U.S. In this case, it's the rise in a 30-year mortgage. We're looking at interest rates haven't been this high in 30 years. Now, the most important thing to understand, and the crisis, is that this whole system, right? I mean, I have this, and it sounds kind of scary, or I'm trying to tell people something that is not true. But the reality is, this is a credit based economy, right? And when that credit starts to contract, um, it's this is the aspect of creditism. This is the problem, right? And we've had interest rates rise, and it's going to impact the economy. And most of the money is credit, not fiat. And it's not money. Understand the difference in why the currency. And a lot of people, and I probably will do a video on this, but people are just unaware of that. The whole system is leveraged. Since Canadians and Americans' real incomes have been stagnant since the 70s, right? And I believe this is why gold is rising. And gold is simply a place, is an insurance policy. It's not a place that for investment. And whatever it is, it's always considered money and insurance. And you should have some insurance. And I hope you have that. We'll talk about that. But I'll tell you one thing is certain about this: as rates continue to rise, as they rise, the spendthrift wave governments are coming to an end, right? This is part of the Kondratiev cycle. The fourth wave is ending, and that is big governments. They don't want to give up that power, obviously, and they are trying to go toward this great reset where they retain power. But the future is decentralized, the empowerment of the individual. The renaissance is the empowerment of you. We don't need big governments simply because the education and the sick care is moving to preventative care. I mean, the genomics and stem cell revolution is unbelievable. That is going to just collapse the old paradigm, which is good, right? We can't afford it. So, look, the most important thing to take away from this: real estate is massively leveraged, and it did extremely well simply because of falling rates, or we call it the monetary wave in the Kondratiev cycle. That is done, it's over. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you're going to take action. And I've said deleverage, and obviously what that means regarding real estate. I don't have to think I to mention that. Now, business cycle obviously is going to end next year, and the reason for it is next year is just rising rates, right? The key of rising rates is the business cycle comes to an end. And once it comes to an end, then we know definitively that the Kondrativ, the Kuznets, and the business cycle will be turning down very forcibly in 2024. And this will be a contraction of credit uh, because bank credit, which supported the economy, will be reversing in 2024. The outcome will be fascinating. As always, we'll talk soon. There is so much to cover over the next quarter.